Hey everybody, Justin Cena here. How's it going? I'm back with another free video showing you some cool Facebook ad targeting tips, and these are just a collection of really random Facebook ad targeting tips that I've used that have helped my students over the past, and I wanted to make sure that you're aware of. And this can help you with any type of store, selling any type of product. It really doesn't matter. You'll be able to adapt these tips to help you make some money. And what I want to talk about today, and I'm going to go over the shoulder in a minute, is broad versus specific interests in Facebook ads. And I'm going to define what those are, but first let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. And we're going to come over here. We're just inside of a sample Facebook ad right now. We're going to, of course, click conversions, but it really doesn't even matter what we click here. We're just going to go into the detailed targeting box in the ad set section, just so I can show you the differences between broad and specific targets. And I'm going to tell you really when and why you should be using both. And of course, we're going to first start off by unchecking this box. We never want to allow Facebook to expand the audiences for us. We want to just have total control. So I'm going to use the cat niche because it's, the niche I'm most familiar with, easiest to show this example, but this works in almost any niche. And the idea that we have two different types of audiences out there in Facebook ads. We have broad and we have specific. And broad would literally just be the one or two keyword phrase of your niche. In our example right now for cats, I'm going to show you the broad interest, literally just the word cats. And the main difference between broad and specific is size. Okay, if you look at size here, United States, 59 million people like cats. Okay, massive, massive size. That's why we love the cat niche. It's one of the biggest niches out there. And it's grown from about 45 million people to, as you see, about 60 million people in the US over the past 3 or 4 years. So it's super fast growing, consistently growing, and obviously super passionate in terms of the customers. Now, you would think that 59 million people, that means we have a ton of upside. And it does mean that, but we don't want to be targeting all 59 million people at once, right? I don't believe in using the broad interest except for really a differentiated test when I'm running my interest group strategies. And, basically, long story short, I'll use the broad to kind of see how that compares to some of the other specific interests in terms of cost, but I'm always going to expect better results from specific interests. Okay, and what are specific interests? Well, if cats is a broad interest, right? Cats is the overall broad interest representing the entire niche. A specific interest would be something inside of this niche that we can target. Okay, and I'll show you an example. Whoops. All right, we have Must Love Cats, the TV show. Okay, this is a specific interest. And if you see over here, it looks the same. Right, years ago, they used to be capitalized and lowercase. You'd know lowercase would be the broad and the capital would be the specific, but they don't do that anymore. They all look the same. Okay, the real way that you're going to be able to tell is just understanding in terms of the overall niche size. If your niche is 60 million people, when you go and target the broad keyword, it's going to be, a super huge size, close to that total number. When you're targeting these individual interests, right, it's not just a one or two keyword phrase, right? It's not just cats. In this case, it's a specific name of a TV show that we could target about cats. This is a specific interest. And like I said, I'm always going to expect better results from specific interests just because they have better quality people inside of the interest, right? Who would you rather target? Someone that just likes cats broadly or someone that likes a specific TV show about cats? Now, you're probably going to have the person in both audiences, but the people in this audience, as you can see, it's 4 times smaller of an audience. And in fact, we even want to play around with smaller audiences than this. But when we have audiences of a little bit smaller size, we're going to predict that there are better quality people in there. Right? If you have 60 million people who just generally like cats, that's great. That represents the entire niche. But on these specific interests, Must Love Cats for one, if we come and click under suggestions, pretty much all of these are specific interests. In fact, I'll go through some of these as an example. Here's a broad interest, cats. Here's Grumpy Cat, obviously a very specific interest. Right? Here's a broad interest of pets. You see it's 708 million people in size. That's international. Okay, 708 million people in size. That's huge. Okay, now we come over here. Whiskas, 3.1 million. This is a brand of cat food. So you see the difference between broad and specific again. Specific is really always the way to do it. If you combine this with one of the other videos that I went over in this little free series of Facebook ad targeting tips, you also remember that I like doing stacked targeting rather than just one individual interest. So you can kind of extrapolate that out and really understand my targeting strategy using specific interests that are stacked, that are all similar. So again, I really hope this video helps you make some money. This is a nice Facebook ad targeting tip for you. Bottom line, you're going to use broad and specific, but you're always going to prefer to use specific interest when you can. So hope this video helps you make some money. Stay tuned for some more free Facebook ad targeting tips, and I'll talk to you real soon.